weekend as always. What do we got there? Thursday, August 20th still. Time 7:40 in the PM. Current temperature outside is 66 degrees, and as you can see, it is a wet 66 degrees. It actually just started raining, about 20 minutes ago, something like that. I am currently leaving the city town of Hillsboro on my way back to Medford, Oregon. And so I arrived at the Amazon up there in Hillsboro, I don't know, about 3:50, 4 o'clock, something like that. And delivered my empty trailer, backed it up into a dock door, and the guy told me, he said, alright, so they haven't started loading your trailer that's going to be going back down to Medford. It's going to be a couple hours. So he says, okay. He says, alright, go, you can go. You can go up, hang out someplace else. You can hang out here, whatever. Alright, I hang out here. So I went and parked on the fence. And, whatever. Set the curtains up and, hopped in the sleeper, put on a movie, and knocked out a little bit. Took a little bit of a nap, which I generally don't like doing during the day, but it's something I'm going to have to get used to doing, I think, in this kind of position, this kind of job. So I did. I was tired enough that I got a little nap in, and then I woke up and came up to the front of the cab and the passenger seat, opened up the door, and wiped my eyes a little bit. I'm sitting there hanging out, and I don't know, like 20 and 30 minutes goes by. I says, well, it's been 2 hours. It was like exactly 2 hours. So I was like, let me go talk to the guy at the gate and get an update. So I go up there. He's like, oh yeah. He says they're still loading it. He says they should be almost done. He says it's going to be gate 1 or dock door 138. And so he goes, so when you see the green light, go ahead and hook up to it. All right. So I'm sitting there kind of keeping an eye on that, and, doing whatever else. And let me see here. So I see it. Oh yeah. So I see it turn to a green light. I'm like, all right. So I pull my curtains back, and I'm like kind of getting my, getting the truck, back in shape to start driving again. And he comes walking up to my driver's door, and I open it, and he goes, okay, so here's what happened. He says, is somebody gave that trailer away to somebody else. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, man, that's messed up. I know you've been here for a couple hours waiting. I told him, you've been here waiting. I don't know why they did that. And he goes, he goes, but we have another trailer for you. Your load won't be canceled. He says, it's gate 130, dock door 136 now. So that one, when you see a green light, go ahead and hook up. All right. So he says, it might be an hour. I don't know. It could be a little while. I don't know. Okay. And it actually wasn't very long. It was maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, actually. Like from the time that he told me.
3/4 of a mile, take exit 69A on the right to Oregon 217 South.
From the time that he told me it was going to be a new trailer to the time that I got the green light for it, was actually, it was only like 15 or 20 minutes. But all in all, I ended up being there for just over 3 hours. So the green light popped up, and I went ahead and hooked up and pulled on out, got my BOL, and put the seal on, and it's a really light load.
Take exit 69A on the right to Oregon 217 South.
I can deal with it. It's like the trailer's not even half full. It's amazing. And he even said something about it too. He was like, wow, he's like, all that for like a, quarter loaded trailer. I was like, yeah, well, I said, it makes it nice on me, man, going through these mountains. Like, yeah, I bet. So anyhow, so then this was kind of weird. Like, so I pull out and I do my pre-trip stuff, doing my paperwork, and let me back up. When I had actually woken up, you know, from this nap, you know, I'm sitting there in the passenger seat, ho-humming, and
continue on Oregon 217.
And these facilities have driver's lounges that you can go into and hang out if you don't want to sit in your truck or whatever. And sometimes they'll have coffee. So I had actually gotten up and gone in there with my coffee cup to see if they had any, and they didn't. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I got a Red Bull in the cooler. I have, you know, I have sodas. I have stuff with caffeine in it. You know, if the need should arise. So they didn't have any coffee. So anyhow, so I did my pre-trip and all my paperwork, like I said, and I'm pulling out, getting close to pulling out onto like the main road that you would take to get back onto the interstate or to the highway. And I'm sitting there and I blurted out loud. I was like, man, what I would give for a cup of coffee or something. I said, damn, I wish I had a cup of coffee. And like, no kidding, within like 5 seconds, I'm pulling up before I get on the main road, and there just happens to be a 7-Eleven right there. I'm like, hey, all right. So I go in, you know, I park the truck, right, got the flashers on, truck's still running, grab my wallet and go. And as I'm approaching the front door, there's this kid sitting in a chair out in front, and this is a 7-Eleven, so, and he's got a mask on. And he hops up out of his chair and comes like barreling towards me. He goes, oh, and he pulls out one of those temperature guns. Oh, I need to take a temperature. And this kid, man, I mean, if I hadn't have backed my freaking head up, he would have jammed that thing right into my freaking skull. Like, dude, what are you thinking? And then he's like, okay. And then he reaches into his pocket and he hands me a wipe, you know, an alcohol wipe. Okay, thanks, man. Like, dude, calm down, kid, buddy. So then, so I go in the store, and I'm just sitting there like, wow, that was just kind of weird. Like, thinking to myself, that's the last time I'm going to be going to any 7-Elevens. If that's going to be the thing you got to deal with every time you go in and whatnot, I'll get my coffee at the Flying J's and the Petros and all that, truck stops. Screw all 7-Eleven. Not that I'd be stopping there much anyways, but so then I go to get my coffee, and they got this all new system set up for your coffee where, you know, the regular ones where it just pours right out, they were all empty for some reason, but they got this machine where it, you know, brews you a fresh cup, and I'm sitting there like, man, I gotta hit the road. I ain't got the time to sit here and wait for my coffee and beans to grind and fresh cup this and that. I just want the damn caffeine. So it was like a minute and a half waiting for this freaking coffee to brew. Like, come on, guys, I'm in a hurry. I got shit to do. I ain't fucking got games to play with getting my temperature, you know, the temperature gun slammed into my forehead, and, you know, all this. So I don't know, whatever. It's just goofy. It's all just goofy. But all that said, I am on the road now. So here we go. And looks like, I don't know if it's going to be a wet ride the whole way. I don't think it's going to be wet the whole way. It's up ahead. Looks kind of not clear, but it doesn't look like rain-saturated clouds. And no, this is not the first time I've ever driven in the rain, and yes, I will be careful and safe. So there you go. And so we're at about 10 minutes on this one, and I'll let you go, and I'll holler at you later. See ya. Oh, I guess also I forgot to mention all my drive stuff here coming up. I gotta send something to the boss too. So what do we got here for ETAs? Arrival time, according to GPS, would be 23:51, which would be 11:51 in the PM. time to destination, that makes it 4 hours, and I got 264 miles to go. So there you have it, and that's a wrap. See ya.